The authenticity of the Turin Shroud, believed by many to have been the burial cloth of Jesus, has been dealt another blow. Archaeologists in Jerusalem have discovered what they're sure is a shroud dating from the time of Jesus, and the material is very different to the Turin version. Middle East correspondent Ben Knight.
According to tradition, this hill near the centre of Jerusalem is where Judas Iscariot killed himself. But inside this 2,000-year-old cave, archaeologists have found some much more tangible clues about the death of Jesus.
Because I was walking down the valley and saw these fragments of bone boxes littered outside their tomb entrance. Came in, went down to the lower chamber, and there I was really surprised to find this shroud, untouched from 2,000 years ago. In a niche.
It's an incredibly lucky find. Usually burial shrouds were discarded when the bones were later reburied. But the man buried here had leprosy and tuberculosis, and it was his relatives' fear of those diseases that preserved his shroud.
And he was placed inside, and then a stone was placed over the entrance, and it was sealed up with mortar. And that's where he was left.
What it shows is that the cloth is of a very different weave to the Turin Shroud, believed by many to have been the burial cloth of Jesus. But what makes this so different from the Turin Shroud is that this body was only wrapped up to the neck.
Now this was the custom in those days because of the fear that somebody could be buried alive and in a coma or suffering from catalepsy or something like that, and they could then wake up and they could alert their family members.
This is the amazing thing about Jerusalem, that there are hundreds of sites in the middle of neighbourhoods all over the city, and they're just open to anyone who comes along, which is of course bad news for archaeologists, but if you're a tourist who knows where to look, it's incredible. Ben Knight, ABC News, Jerusalem.